Hello, welcome to the channel. My name is Jawadli, and today I want to talk about how to conduct an audit. And this is the step-by-step approach. I'm using this step-by-step approach from ISO, and ISO is a well-known body, so this is a proven method. The process starts with initiate the audit. Before you do audit, you need to set the purpose. Why are you doing this? What objectives are you doing this for? What is the budget and who will be involved? This is initiating. Then you prepare audit activities. Preparing means you make a plan. What are you going to do? What documents are you going to gather? And this is about checklist because audit takes a lot of time. So preparing activities help to reduce that time. And then when you prepare, you put that into action. And this is the third step, conducting audit activities. You go out there, you interview people, you review records, gather the evidence, look at the evidence, of course, and see whether or not they are working. Then you prepare and share the report. If things are working or whether or not things are not working, you write down that in the report and you share it with the people accordingly. Based on this, you complete the report, hold a closing meeting so everybody understands the results. Of course, you prepare the results, you distribute it. And sometimes there are some actions that you recommend in the report. For example, you are not qualified, so you need to take action. And based on that, there is an audit follow up. A good example would be I would like to provide you with an actual example so that you can understand what is this process looks like. So imagine that you have a cybersecurity startup, bike battery, 60% startup, simple startup. You have an objective. Like I said, you need to plan for the audit. You need to scope the audit. So the objective is verify workforce account uses multi-factor. So this is your objective. You want to verify whether or not this objective is being achieved via audit. Criteria. So criteria is a standard. You have this objective, but how are you going to compare this objective? Like multi-factor can have multiple ways of implementation. What standard are you using to compare this objective with? And this is the criteria. So you determine the objective and the criteria. For example, you choose the 853 control family. The first one will be hypothesis and criteria. And if the policy says all workforce account must use MFA, you have a policy for achieving the objective of verify workforce account, and that is all workforce account must use MFA. Now, this is a policy. Your objective is MFA is enforced for all in scope accounts. You want to see this, whether or not this is working or not working. Then you're going to see, all right, let's scope where this thing is used. So identity provider, production, time period, how much time do I have, how many users do I have, and yeah, you also want to do this based on what's the most important. And this is the third base, risk based. You don't want to just spend time everywhere. You want to spend time in the place that gives the most, useful result. So if an organization have important privileged accounts, you want to take a look at that. This is risk based plan. And then you design procedures. How are you going to approach? You know that you're going to target specific things, but how are you going to do this? You're saying, I'm going to IDP policy settings, list of active accounts, exception register. This is just a procedure. How are you going to approach this problem of these MFAs enforced for all in scope accounts? All right, so you design the procedures and samples. Um, and then you collect the evidence. You have the procedures, you go out and implement the procedures, you collect the evidence, record, policy export, IDB setting screenshot, count list, test signing. So you take an account and sign in yourself and see if it prompts you for MFA. You also take a sample of the accounts. For example, if there are 200 workforce account, you choose a sample of 25 accounts, for example, and you use that. And using it actually is collecting evidence. Once you collect the evidence, you're going to evaluate. So let's say that you use the 25 accounts and only there were two accounts that did not have the MFA. So this is evaluation. But remember that we said in the scope that MFA is enforced for all in scope accounts. But here, that's not happening. One contractor missing account and one break glass emergency account. So that means what? The policy is not effective, and it means you have failed the audit. So conclusion criteria not fully met. Your criteria was that everything for every account MFA is enabled, but no, it's not enabled. So it means criteria is not fully met, meaning that you will report it. Of course, you create a report. You conclude that things are not working, so you have to report. You have to write a report and write that in the report. What was tested? How simple basis, facts, and impact, everything. Like you did the whole process. You just try to create a snapshot of what you did, not the whole detailed process, but just at least the steps you take, so that, because it's documented. Um, and then, of course, you present the report, and you also create the disclose the constraints. Based on this, of course, you can see that right now the criteria was not fully met. What it means that there needs to be a follow-up. You have to check again whether or not the contractor now has MFA as well, and the break glass account is either. So all accounts in the scope has MFA, which was the objective. You need to check that in the next audit. So this is the follow-up step, and it's important. So this was the whole process. Hope you understand. This was it for now. Thank you very much.